famous jacket. There it is. Wow, that's amazing.
They finally opened Michael Jackson's long-sealed garage at Neverland Ranch, and what was inside left everyone speechless. For over a decade, the world wondered what lay behind that rusted door. Was it memorabilia? Forgotten toys? Maybe nothing at all? But what they found was far more powerful. A time capsule into the mind of a legend. Classic cars, handwritten notes, secret blueprints, and personal treasures untouched since 2009. This wasn't storage, it was sanctuary, hidden from the world. Until now. Stay with us. What's inside will change the way you see Michael Jackson forever. The garage wasn't just a place to store cars. It was a private sanctuary, a place where Michael could retreat from the spotlight, escape the noise of fame, and surround himself with objects that brought him peace. The space was pitch black when the crew first entered, but as lights slowly flickered to life, a lost world came into focus. The first car to emerge was a turquoise 1985 Rolls-Royce Corniche. Its white leather seats looked brand new. On the dashboard sat an old cassette tape, paused halfway through, "She's Out of My Life." This wasn't just transportation. It was memory, solitude, and reflection rolled into steel and chrome. Deeper inside stood a majestic 1954 Cadillac Fleetwood, a car fit for presidents and Hollywood royalty. Then came a Silver Cloud Rolls-Royce, one of only 500 ever made. Each vehicle was preserved in pristine condition, personalized with hand-stitched leather, custom motifs, and interior embroidery featuring Michael's initials. But the real mystery lay in a plain 1993 Ford Econoline van, tucked in the corner. On the outside, it looked like nothing, beige, worn, and ordinary. But inside, it was magic. Velvet walls, reclining leather seats, built-in Super Nintendo, and a ceiling mirror that gave it the feel of a creative space. In one pocket was a worn notebook, filled with sketches, lyrics, and plans for an unreleased children's book. This van wasn't luxury. It was imagination on wheels. Behind a tarp-covered motorcycle stood several black crates, stamped with the MJJ Productions logo. Inside were blueprints for grand tour concepts, plans for a never-launched History 2 Resurrection Tour, filled with holograms, mechanical platforms, and immersive stadium illusions. Michael Jackson was still creating in private, even as the world believed he had disappeared. This garage was never meant to be found. It was a vault of vision, obsession, and vulnerability. But as the world reacted to what was inside, attention quickly shifted to someone else. Michael's youngest son, Blanket, now known as B.G. Jackson. Born via surrogate, the identity of B.G.'s mother remains unknown. Michael Jackson called him Blanket to symbolize love and protection. But in 2002, during a trip to Berlin, Michael made a now infamous mistake, dangling B.G. over a hotel balcony while fans cheered below. The baby's face was covered, and the moment lasted only seconds. But the backlash was global. Photos were everywhere. Critics said he was reckless. Child services got involved. Michael later apologized. "I made a terrible mistake. I would never intentionally endanger my child." But the damage was done. Inside Neverland, life for B.G. was unlike anything else. There were private tutors, amusement rides, petting zoos, and movie theaters. But Michael Jackson was rarely present. Meetings, rehearsals, court cases, his schedule was relentless. B.G. saw his father in glimpses, through car windows, across studio halls, or during brief moments of affection. When Michael died in 2009, B.G. was just 7. The world mourned a legend, but B.G. lost a father he barely knew. At the public memorial, Paris Jackson gave a tearful tribute. B.G., standing silently beside her, showed no emotion. But inside, a storm was building. Grief, confusion, and questions with no answers. After Michael's death, B.G. moved in with his grandmother, Katherine Jackson, in Calabasas, California. For the first time, life became structured. Routines, home-cooked meals, real parenting. His aunt, Janet Jackson, helped care for him. But even in this new normal, Michael's absence loomed large. As he grew older, B.G.'s identity became a burden. The name Blanket tied him to headlines and tabloids. In 2015, at age 13, he changed his name to B.G. Jackson, a quiet but powerful step toward independence. He began living more privately. He skipped public events. He went to school under a different name. He read, wrote, and studied film. Michael Jackson, even in his absence, had left behind an influence. He had exposed his children to the world of cinema early on. Private film tutors, classic screenings, behind-the-scenes footage. It became B.G.'s passion. Not to perform, but to tell stories. He was a storyteller, B.G. once said. That's what I want to be. With Prince Jackson, he launched a YouTube channel reviewing films. Behind the calm reviews was a deep knowledge. He could name directors, editors, even crew members of films he hadn't even seen. Prince said, he'll tell you the year, the producer, the cinematographer. That's how much he studies. Then, in 2024, controversy returned. But her grandson, B.G. Jackson, said no. It's not fair, he declared. Not out of rebellion, but out of principle. To B.G., that catalog wasn't just a business asset. It wasn't just songs. It was his father. The rhythms, the lyrics, the emotion. They were the last remaining bridge to a man he barely had the chance to know. Selling it felt like selling the only connection he had left. Yet at the same time, he knew another legal war would only bring more division, more headlines, and more pain. The media painted him as disloyal. The tabloids called it a family betrayal. But those closest to the situation knew this wasn't about money. B.G. wasn't trying to turn his back on the family legacy. He was trying to protect what mattered most. Not the fortune, the meaning. Then, in early 2025, B.G. Jackson broke his silence in a rare, heartfelt interview. When asked if he felt distant from his father growing up, he didn't dodge the question. He wasn't perfect. He made mistakes. Sometimes, he just wasn't there, he admitted quietly. And when you're a kid, that's hard. But he didn't speak with anger. Instead, he added, "Still, I believe he loved us. He told stories. He made us feel safe. And he raised us to love each other. That hasn't changed." There was no bitterness in his voice, just truth, raw, quiet, and real. Now 23 years old, B.G. Jackson is no longer living in the shadow of the king of pop. He's not running from it. He's learning from it. His bond with Prince and Paris Jackson remains unshakable, built through years of shared isolation and silent strength. Today, B.G. is channeling his energy into film, not for fame or recognition, but for impact. His focus is on documentaries, stories about climate change and human resilience. He's using the same tools his father mastered: storytelling, visuals, emotion, to carve out a purpose uniquely his own. From the balcony in Berlin to the hidden garage at Neverland, B.G. Jackson's journey reveals a legacy far deeper than fame, one of healing, truth, and rediscovery. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold chapters behind the world's most iconic figures.